Minecraft may not have melting ice caps or global warming, but it is a climate change game nonetheless, and a fantastic one too. I'll explain that, but first, let me contradict it. Because Minecraft is arguably not a game, or at least, people don't play it like one. Now, the idea of what a game is has been debated over for decades. There's such a wide range of definitions, all focusing on different aspects of the game, that really it's just a matter of perspective, and what attributes in particular you're looking at. But one thing they tend to include is a goal, some kind of struggle. And as a sandbox game, or non-game, or however you want to see it, Minecraft doesn't really have that. When you start playing, you're just placed in this open, blocky world of no real instruction and no real objective, free to explore, collect resources, and build whatever it is you want. And yes, I hear you, you can technically beat the game. You travel to a dimension literally called the End, and defeat the Ender Dragon, and once you enter the portal, the credits start to roll. So it seems cut and dry, right? But so many people who play Minecraft have never actually done that, and those that have don't tend to just dust off their hands afterwards and exit the world, unless they're a speedrunner, I guess. So what does that mean, exactly? It means there's something else to Minecraft that makes it different. Even as a game with an objective goal, people don't play it that way, and that's because Minecraft is more of an environment for the player. And that's key to its role as a climate change game, because there's two important player-environment relationships relevant to Minecraft. Environment as resource, and environment as text. Now, environment as resource is exactly what it sounds like. The environment is or has resources in it that players need to harvest to succeed in the game, and Minecraft definitely has that. You literally mine things and then craft stuff with those materials. Environment as text, on the other hand, involves environmental storytelling, like in Dark Souls, where the positioning of certain items in the environment lets players reconstruct the story of how they got there. Now, I'm not gonna go all game theory on you. I'm not talking about that kind of environmental storytelling in Minecraft, but rather the story and text the player creates in Minecraft's environment. Opening up old worlds and old servers is like opening up an old book, complete with memories and stories and events lost to time that live on here in every single block placed. But why does any of that matter? I promise to tell you why Minecraft is a climate change game, not just some game about player-environment relationships. But that's exactly what lies at the core of climate change, the human-environment relationship. There's a number of scholars who argue that a major contributor to our climate crisis is the idea that humans are separate from nature, and that nature is just something to harness over the long course of capitalism. And we can see that in Minecraft. There are people who make environment as resource the focus of their gameplay. Maybe they mine for hours just to get more diamonds, or create scarily efficient farms for a ridiculous amount of items. But the point is, they want to extract more resources, and see those numbers in their inventory go up. That is the purpose of the environment to them. But Minecraft fundamentally dissuades this playstyle. It's not sustainable. And I don't mean that literally. The world is infinite in this game. Literally anything is sustainable. But I mean that in terms of how you don't need that many resources in this game. There's a cap on how many diamonds you can really use, how many enchantments you can put on your armor. But what is truly uncapped in this game is the capacity for building, for environment as text, for creation. And yes, this is functionally and imperatively linked to environment as resource. To build in Minecraft, one must first destroy. If you want to make a huge glass dome, you better go find a desert to decimate for the sand. And yes, that's destroying the environment, but there's an important quality to actually doing it in the game. There may not be an ecosystem mechanically to destroy, but there is a process, a story to locating a desert and turning it into a wasteland. Because that's what Minecraft does. It makes players the environmental storyteller. It puts into perspective the brutal nature of the human-environment relationship, the brutal destruction we cause in one place, even for the sake of creating something beautiful in another. Is the nature of these processes, both environment as resource and environment as text, the roles of the capitalist and the storyteller that players take as the actual goal of the game. That's why the objective of killing the Ender Dragon is so unimportant in the scheme of Minecraft gameplay. And in terms of Minecraft as a climate change game, the importance of these processes goes beyond just the content, what they're saying about the human-environment relationship, but rather the way these processes work is crucial as well. Nobody wants to be preached to in their games. When I see something like the Climate Trail and it opens with what happens to a society when people stop caring about the future of the planet and sometime in the not too distant future, I'm immediately groaning internally because I know exactly what kind of experience I'm in for, because the game is going to throw facts at me like a textbook that I just don't care about. I know all this already. I've been told a million times. This is something that's actually really important for climate change games. Most of them fail because of this. They overly focus on analysis and numbers instead of creating an emotional connection. The message needs to be simple and natural and inherent to the gameplay, which is vital for these games to succeed. That's what Minecraft does so perfectly. It's an emergent game with no real story other than the ones players create. And the story players tell will always, inevitably, be one about the player-environment relationship. It emerges naturally from the gameplay and creates emotional connections between players and the environment they're cultivating and building with it. With every creeper hole filled, a connection is reinforced. Every new build, a new story told. Everything ultimately redefining the player's fundamental understanding of humans and nature, creation and destruction. They are intertwined, and there is no separating one from the other. That is what makes Minecraft such a perfect climate change game.